Giving me an up-close and personal view. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the JoAnne Powell Show. I am JoAnne. We're coming to you from the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM Hollywood. We've been talking about immigration, President Trump's address to Congress, and what people are thinking and saying about that. Basically, in his speech, he did look very presidential compared to other speeches that he's done. He stuck to the teleprompter, so a lot of people are very happy with his performance from that perspective. Some of the things that he talked about dealt with draining the swamp. If you were watching that, it got some moans and groans when he was discussing that. And also investing in infrastructure and repealing and replacing Obamacare. Let's take a look and listen.
We have begun to drain the swamp of government corruption by imposing a 5-year ban on lobbying by executive branch officials. To launch our national rebuilding, I will be asking Congress to approve legislation that produces a $1 trillion investment in infrastructure of the United States, financed through both public and private capital, creating millions of new jobs. Tonight, I am also calling on this Congress to repeal and replace Obamacare. Obamacare premiums nationwide have increased by double and triple digits. As an example, Arizona went up 116% last year alone. Remember, when you were told that you could keep your doctor and keep your plan, we now know that all of those promises have been totally broken. Obamacare is collapsing, and we must act decisively to protect all Americans. We should ensure that Americans with pre-existing conditions have access to coverage and that we have a stable transition for Americans currently enrolled in the health care exchanges.
Well, joining me now to talk more about what President Trump had to say in his address is Preston Foster. He is an associate professor and the director of public policy at the program at Oakwood University. And he also was appointed by President Bill Clinton in 1944 to the White House Fellowship, where he served as a U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of Education. He also is a graduate of Oakwood University and Harvard University. So welcome to our show.
Hello, JoAnne. It's good to be here. That was 1994.
1994.
I'm old, but I'm not that
old. Well, yes, you're still very young.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk about your reaction to what President Trump had to say last night. A lot of people were saying that he looked presidential, specifically because he stuck to the teleprompter.
Well, it was his best speech as president. The bar is extremely low on that, but I thought it was a very good speech politically in terms of broadening the base that elected him. I thought it was interesting that he talked about things like infrastructure. Those are the types of things, and you could literally see him pivoting to see when can I get both sides of this audience to stand up and cheer? and infrastructure was one of the issues where he at least got some support from the Democrats, and I think that that's kind of personally important to him, but it's also an area in which I think he's ready to make an investment in terms of draining the swamp. That did get a chuckle and some derision from the Democratic side, in that most of his top appointees, domestic appointees, have had some affiliation with Wall Street in general, and with
they're billionaires or millionaires.
Goldman Sachs in particular.
Yeah, exactly.
And then replacing and repealing Obamacare is a tagline. I also noticed, by the way, that he got to say radical Islamic terrorists from that podium, and that got a big cheer from the Republican side, because that's rhetoric that they've wanted injected into the public dialogue. So I thought it was interesting in that he did throw out red meat, but he also looked presidential enough to broaden his base, I believe.
Because some were saying he was talking more to his base versus to members of Congress so much, the American people that have been supporting him so far.
Well, yes, I do think that he was talking to his base whenever he talks about immigration, and whenever he goes in heavy and hard and talks about bad dudes and getting them out of here and the rapists and all of that. Those are still dog whistles to that base. But I think I was telling you off the air, what I found most interesting is that he takes a strong protectionist stance. Mm-hmm. He told an anecdote about his visit to a Harley-Davidson plant, and long story short, how Harleys have a 100% tariff mm-hmm. in some countries where they want to sell them, and how he's going to renegotiate that. That has the effect of potentially, at least as long as Trump is president, moving the rank and file union base from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. And I think that that's a structural political difference, that this form of Trumpian republicanism is a game changer.
So what do you think that the Democratic Party has to do to hold that base?
Well, one of the things that I like most about Howard Dean, former Governor Howard Dean, is that when he was running for president in, I believe it was 2004, his tagline was, "I'm here to represent the Democratic wing of the Democratic Party." And the Democrats need to remember what makes them Democrats, beside appealing to blacks, gays, Latinos, etc. Mm-hmm. And that is what about the Democratic Party appeals to broad swaths of people, and can still hold those bases. And I'm talking about things like trade. Mm-hmm. The Democrats' position on trade has done a 180 since about the time of the first term Clinton presidency, when NAFTA was signed. Okay. There were political compromises made then by Democrats in order to pass NAFTA that basically abandoned their rank and file traditional union base. And since that time, they've been trying to straddle the fence, and it looks as though Rust Belt America has figured that out. Okay. And they're going with the person who is most willing to play hardball protectionism.
Okay, well, Preston Foster, we're going to have to take a quick break. We will talk more to you when we come back. You're watching the JoAnne Powell Show.
If you are an adult that began college and has not finished your college degree, let me put it to you straight. If your lifestyle and your standard of living is not becoming to you, then you should be coming to us, Oakwood University Elite Program. We are the fast, flexible adult degree completion program for the busy adult, like you.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098. It's time to leap.
For years, people have trusted McKay's Family Mortuary. We're part of your community and we'll take care of the details. We offer a variety of memorial services, including sea scattering and cremation. According to the Federal Trade Commission, the average funeral cost is over $9,000. We have complete funeral chapel service starting at only $31.25, casket included. Direct cremation starting at only $9.95. Visit one of our 5 locations and meet our caring and diverse staff. McKay Family Mortuary. Let us be the shoulder to lean on.
Thanks to Oakwood University and the LEAP program, I have now a college degree. So to the Spanish-speaking members of this community who feel that the LEAP program is something you should consider, I would say, ánimo a la universidad. Considere el programa LEAP de Oakwood University.
Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.
Seize the Day Scuba for your best scuba experience above and below the sea. You'll find friendly staff, experienced PADI certified instructors, and state-of-the-art scuba equipment and gear. Join our dive club and we'll help you plan memorable scuba excursions. Immerse yourself. Seize the Day Scuba, serving Southern California. Call 949-220-0500 to create your scuba experience.
When I first started into the program, yes, I had doubts. I was really impressed with Oakwood University, with the faculty and the staff and the student body. It was a really good experience, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who was thinking about going back and finishing their degree.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.